So far, the guardianship process is straightforward, but now comes the part called service. Service means that you inform all the relatives within the second degree of the minor that you are petitioning for guardianship. Second-degree relatives include the minor's parents, maternal and paternal grandparents, and the minor's siblings if they're 12 or older.
All right. I think we've got everything filed for you.
Okay.
Now you want to make copies of the petition and the notice of hearing
Okay.
to serve on the relatives within the second degree. If they sign the consent form, you won't have to serve them notice.
Okay.
But if they don't sign that consent form, you will be required to serve notice.
Okay. Great.
You will serve these papers on the minor, if he or she is 12 or older, both parents of the minor, the maternal and paternal grandparents of the minor's spouse if married, and the minor's siblings if they are 12 or older. The minor, if 12 or older, and the minor's parents must be personally served. Other relatives, however, may be served by mail or by personal service. There may also be certain agencies that have to be served notice, so you might want to check with that guardianship book just to verify it.
Gosh, I can see why you have to begin the service ASAP.
Yes, because you want to give the people you serve at least 15 days notice before the hearing.
Okay.
And you want to file your proof of service before the hearing also. Otherwise, your hearing date will be continued to a later date.
All right.
If you cannot locate someone, then you must bring in a completed due diligence declaration as to why notice could not be served, and a completed order dispensing with notice to the clerk here in the courthouse before the hearing date.
Okay.
Okay? The judge will have to sign that order before your hearing.
Wait a minute. You lost me.
Oh, I know it's a lot of information.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe this will help outline what I just told you.
Oh.
Okay? And then check with your guardianship book.
Great. Yeah. All right.
All right? You'll be fine.
I decide to buy the Guardianship Book of California because I know that I will want to write notes in it. But it's also in most libraries to check out.
There
it is.
See it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Gladys. Am I going to have a whole lot of people I'm going to have to serve?
No, I only count 4 people to be served. That's your daughter, LaVonna,
Okay.
the children's father, Parnell,
Yeah.
and his parents, which are the paternal grandparents.
Okay. So that's 4 copies of the petition and notice of hearing to make. And then I'm going to have to go and visit LaVonna and see if I can get her to sign the consent form.
That's a good idea because it would be easier on you if she does sign it.
Yeah. Okay. This leaves serving the father, Parnell, and his parents. My daughter, LaVonna, did sign the consent form, but she didn't know where the father of her children lived. She also didn't know where his parents were.
Bubblegum, in a dish. How many pieces do you wish?
To find relatives, one obvious place to look is in the phone book.
All right, well, I've got a number for Tracy. That's Parnell's sister, so she may know where he's at. Good, okay.
Checking with other relatives is often the fastest way to reach someone.
Hello. Hi, is this Tracy Ward? All right, this is Rose Williams. I need to contact Parnell. Yes, I am going to have to file for custody of the children. Yeah, it's going to have to happen. And I was just wondering if you might know where he's located? No? All right, well, how about your dad? Okay, you do have that. All right. Oh, and one more thing. What about your mother? All right, well, I'm sorry to hear that.
While Tracy did not know
All right,
where
well,
her
thank
brother
you so
or father
much,
were,
and I appreciate
she knew where her father used to
Take
work.
care. Bye-bye. Okay, well, I've got an old work address for Parnell's dad, and she said that her mother passed away 2 years ago. So we can write that in the grid. Yeah.
Another way to find relatives is to check with former employers. This employer gives Gladys an address for the grandfather. You, the petitioner, cannot personally serve notice on anyone. You must get someone who is not involved in the guardianship process, like a friend who is over 18, or a sheriff, or a professional process server.
Here to keep me company.
We decided to personally serve the grandfather because we did not want the service papers to get lost in the mail or delayed. Gladys brought along a friend.
Yes.
Oh, hi. Are you Jerry Ward?
Yes, I am.
Well, I have some papers here to serve you on behalf of Rose Williams. She's petitioning the courts for guardianship of her grandchildren, Samantha and Sherry. Do you by any chance know where your son Parnell is currently living?
No, I don't. I have an old address.
Is it possible that I could get that?
Wait a minute.
Thank you.
If you are ever in doubt about your safety when serving someone, get a sheriff or professional process server. Do not put yourself in an unsafe situation.
This is about a year old.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. And do you know if Parnell ever served in the military?
No,
No?
he did not.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes.
The server must keep track of who they served, their correct address, and the time of service. Later on, the server will type or print this information into a form called Proof of Personal Service or Proof of Service by Mail. These forms must be completed for each person served. Since the old address for the father, Parnell, is in Fort Worth, Texas, I'm going to pay for a professional process server in Fort Worth to personally serve Parnell. I am also going to have the service documents mailed to Parnell. These include a consent form, which I'll ask Parnell to sign and return to me. I'm enclosing a stamped, self-addressed envelope which he can use.
For Parnell Ward in Fort Worth, Dallas, or Houston.
Okie dokie. Well, okay. Maybe the process server can find it.
Maybe.
Well, here we go.
Okay.
I guess we'll mail it and see if we can get lucky.
Again, the petitioner in a guardianship cannot serve anyone. The server must be over 18, not be involved in the guardianship, and must live or work in the city where the mailing occurs. If, after diligently searching for missing relatives, you can't locate them, you fill out a form called a due diligence declaration. You must fill out a form for each missing relative.
So I think we're done with our service part.
Really?
Yes. We're done with that.
When you've completed the service part of the guardianship process, you make copies of all proofs of service, the due diligence declaration, and the order dispensing with notice forms. Always make extra copies. You then file all the original service documents and the due diligence declaration. You also submit the order dispensing with notice for the judge's signature. These must be filed at least 5 days before the court hearing.
Okay, let's see what we have. Oh, proof of service by mail, your proof of personal service, a due diligence declaration, and your order dispensing with notice.
Yeah.
Wonderful. It'll just take a few minutes.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and file these for you.
Oh.
Now the order dispensing with notice will be sent upstairs to the judge for signature. And
All right.
these are your copies of the documents. All right?
All
That's
right.
it.
Okay, thanks a lot.